On Easter Sunday, I did a tour of the port of Los Angeles and Long Beach, and I actually started to tear up because it truly was the demise of our country. Later on that evening on Easter, I actually flew to Hong Kong, so I saw the other side. The port in Hong Kong is 12 miles long, and I just watched our country wither away. Could be,
Port
should
in Hong
be.
Kong is 12 miles long. That sounds like Camptown Ladies.
It does.
Yeah, sad.
Right.
Port in Hong Kong, 12 miles long. Oh, the doo-dah day.
You know, and it's really
Bounce castle all night. Bounce castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was starting to say is, you know, our freedom is the greatest gift that we've been bestowed with, and that's really all that counts. Just like you said in the opening, it doesn't matter if you walked out of jail or you walked out of a lawyer's office or a courtroom or whatever. We have that ability, and that is truly priceless. But at the end of the day, our country was built on economics, and you have to have an economy to make it work. And until we get that in check, we're going to have some tough times, but I think we're close to doing it. And I think most people are fed up. And Donald Trump's leading that. But I will say this, you don't rise up by bringing people down. And if he could understand that part of it, and everybody comes together, I think it'd be a unified country.
What do you think the chances of him winning are? Because it'd be good for you, I think, with the sort of stakes and the fact you look like him.
An interesting thing.
Get a gig.
I was invited to the Grammy Music Awards in California. Let's
Why?
just say why. I'm not quite sure. I never quite.
Who invited?
It was just some friends, and then we ended up at the Playboy Mansion, and then I drove a space shuttle there. You know, the whole typical things like that. But in any event, I
Not
met.
really, but what do you mean you drove a space shuttle to Playboy?
Yeah,
There's
so
a space-
outside I converted a Volvo to Space Shuttle One as a tribute to my parents because of the spacewalk business, and it basically
You
flies.
have a car. You have a Volvo that you fixed
Yes.
up to look like a space shuttle. Is it parked outside?
It is actually. Yeah, it's right
I
there.
can see it from
Can you
here.
see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually.
I love it.
It flies, it smokes. You know, we keep getting pulled over by the police. Not that we're doing anything wrong; they just want to take pictures with it. It's actually met a few real space shuttles in Houston, and we were invited guests at the Johnson Space Center. It's amazing, actually.
You've got a lot of money, right?
Used to.
You just do anything you feel like, any crazy ass thing you feel like doing. You're like, I'm going to buy a brand new Volvo. I want to paint it up like a space shuttle.
Well, my end game
Yes.
is making people happy.
Yeah, I know,
and
but-
whatever it takes.
But
That's
you're
what my
just
mantra
spending
is.
your own money to do all
I
this
am,
crazy
yes.
stuff.
Like
Okay.
the skywriting, absolutely.
Skywriting. Should we get on to that now? Yes.
I want to talk about why there's no thruster on the back of the car.
Actually, there is.
Is it? Oh, there is.
Oh
a
yeah.
thruster.
Hey, in a few minutes, we'll get Josh to give us a show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you can fire that thing up?
Oh, absolutely.
So this is a Volvo,
Oh,
sort of a SUV Volvo. With
it's a limited edition of one.
of one.
Of one.
Did you have them make it like this?
We actually designed it, and it was built in Kenner, Louisiana, and
Right.
it was driven to LA in about 34 hours by some college kids, and I met them out there, and we had fun.
So it's if you're not, so you can you get this on the Facebook feed? You can, right? It's a white Volvo that says
Yes.
United States.
Is
Yeah.
the travel rack on top part of the show? It's supposed to be.
It is. It's actually the external tank, and
I feel like that. See, it still looks like a travel rack to me. I think maybe we should do it up like one of those orange fuel tanks.
we
That'd be
we
pretty-
that
haven't
would
had a
build
chance
here.
to exactly out of the Michu Assembly Facility where basically my father was working there the day I was born, and they're actually, this is also kind of crazy, they're working on a movie on it right now, and guess what the name of the movie is? Frankie Goes to Hollywood. They really are.
The movie is about you.
It actually is.
Really?
Yeah,
Called Frank-
it's my life story. Yeah.
Wow. Who's
Yeah.
making that?
There's some kids here with a team called Vision Dreams Production, Tulane students, and they have been following me, and it's a very unique story about from my birth all the way through my academic career, where I basically was an entrepreneur before the word entrepreneur even existed, and I've tried to retire 3 times, lived at Disney for 10 years, and basically we're probably going to be building one of the largest entertainment kingdoms in the world. Going to be here in New Orleans within a couple of years.
Okay, hang on. You lived at Disney for 10 years, first of all.
I did, yes.
You mean Disneyland, Disney World?
So the fact of the matter is, I was on Chapatoulas in 2000 at an entrepreneur meeting, and somebody pointed a gun at my head.
In a meeting with entrepreneurs.
Yes,
So
they
was
did.
it Tim Williamson?
It was a homeless
Idea
guy
Village?
on the street.
A homeless
actually.
guy came to
Yeah.
the meeting.
Well, I had left the meeting at F&M Patio Bar, and
Oh, that's a good spot for meeting. What
Yeah.
time of the day are we talking about?
about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh,
And
okay.
basically, and this was 2000 happened. And long story short is when I was going to my car, I basically was getting carjacked. And
By a homeless guy.
yeah, well, I'm not sure.
Pretty
I didn't know
smart,
his
man.
whole bio, but the story is not only did I take care of him, I tried to do my civic duty and make a police report, and the police weren't interested in 2000. So I said there had to be a better life outside. So literally within a year, I packed up and we moved to Disney World.
You moved with your family.
I did. There's actually a town called Celebration, Florida,
Right.
and I have 3 children, and they were going to school here. And what an opportunity to literally live in Disney World for 10 years.
So Celebration is sort of a fake town that was, well, I shouldn't say fake.
People say that.
Manufactured.
I will say this: it's a privatized town where people are actually held accountable and things get done. Very unique concept in the world. And I mean, it's actually
Can anyone live there?
anybody that can afford to live there, yes. But and it actually was even the forefathers designed it so all economies can live there, from retired to entrepreneurs to retired people.
The forefathers.
Of Disney World?
Well, Disney is famous for bringing people together. They do a lot of studies and stuff. Their schooling academics that they tried was actually very unique as well.
Have
where
you
they,
been smoking pot today?
I haven't.
You haven't smoked any? 'Cause
Not yet,
I'm
but
getting lost.
we are headed to Frenchman later tonight.
Okay, because I'm a little off. Are you confused yet?
Okay, I want to know who the forefathers of Disney
Okay, let's
World
start there.
where
Sure.
things get done. I want to know who
Okay.
those forefathers
So basically, Disney is arguably the biggest entertainment company in the world, and they just watch people and see what needs to be done. And they had 27,000 acres that they need to do something with. So what the town that I live in is a version of Epcot, and Epcot stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. And under Michael Eisner's leadership, they created what's called the Town of Celebration. It mimics kind of Seaside, Florida, and Charleston, South Carolina. Even most people don't realize Walt Disney's passion for New Orleans. If you've ever been to Disneyland in California, actually the prime street is Royal Street, where Club 33, which is the most exclusive club in the world, is located. The Haunted Mansions in Orleans Square.
The most exclusive club in the world is in Disney.
Absolutely, yes, it is. Yeah, you need to Google that.
Mickey
Yep.
can't even get
It's
it.
called Club 33. Well,
Why would you have it? What kind of people are at Disneyland other than you?
So Walt, very similar to our project, which we'll talk about a little later, Transformation Village, you have to raise funding, which,
some of this stuff.
that's about, we're rebranding New Orleans East, opening up the Six Flags, and it's going to be an entertainment district before it's all said and done. But you have to attract investors, and investors are corporate entities, and they like perks. So Walt had the same issue, and so they created a club, and that's one of the things that he could sell. It's very similar to like the House of Blues Foundation Room, except it's Disney style, and the waiting list is endless. And I was really blessed last year. I had the opportunity to visit it 3 times, and let's just say it truly is, I think, the most exclusive club in the world.
Well, what goes on in there?
It's just a very nice restaurant, very relaxation area. I use it for a creative boost, like when I'm working on big projects and stuff, that I would go there and actually map out things, and it inspires me. And I will tell you, being from the creative side, it's kind of hard to entertain the entertainer, and that's one of the few places that actually I find
What does it
true.
look like inside Club 33?
Well, start like with the House of Blues. It's just full decor. I mean, Katrina could tell you what it takes to design something.
I'm thinking gold molding. Is there gold molding?
It actually is very rich tones of gold and blue. It's just
How do you
quality.
get into it? Is there like a secret door inside?
Actually,
the
there is.
secret
Yes. Well,
village?
that's actually you have to pass through too. But you go. It's on the second floor. It's on Royal Street. Hence, the address is 33 Royal. And what most people also don't realize is Walt Disney himself lived in New Orleans for a great period of his life. And Walt mimicked the Bat family, as in Pontchartrain Beach, and you might know the actor Brian Bat. So Brian's parents and grandparents owned Pontchartrain Beach, and the park we had here was an amusement park. Walt entered the theming thing, just like the Kerns do for Mardi Gras, and they themed rides. Hence, Walt Disney is known as the father of theme parks. And it actually started once again here in New Orleans in Grant. Take a look at that clock right there. What does it say?
Good point, Frank. Okay, we're going to bust out. We're going to bust out the weed.
Oh,
It's 4:20 on
I-
4:20, and
I gotta
Katrina
get it
Breeze
heated
has
up,
brought
though.
us The biggest joint you've ever seen in your life. How long is this?
I think it's 4 feet.
It's a 4-foot long.
Yeah, it took
Marijuana.
5
Wow.
virgins to roll it.
I bet it did. How did you find them?
We imported them.
Right.
They're not from here.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, now this is a huge operation.
Yes.
When did you make this? Look at this. This is actually, watch this.
Oh, there's a real.
There's actual
Let's see
weed
what's
in
going
it.
on here.
It's a fake joint.
But look at that. Well, you can smell that. It smells like pot.
I know. I
Whoa.
scented it.
Whoa, wait.
So what's
Oh my God, that's strong.
Can I ask what? Wait, I can figure this out. What's this name? It's
It's
I can
marijuana.
smell it. I can smell it.
That smells like pot to me.
No, it's
Not that I've ever smelled pot, but if I had, that would be it.
I'm getting whipping up.
That is good. Nice job, Katrina.
Yeah, way to go.
I think you should take a big drag of it, Grant.
You think I should have
This
a hit of
one's
this?
for you.
Okay. Are you having some, Andrew?
no.
What?
Suck it real hard, like you mean it.
What is it?
Just put it in your mouth.
Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. Well, that tastes great. Try that. That's
Yeah.
nice. Okay. Now I don't think it's legal to be smoking pot.
We're
in
not smoking
Wayfair
pot
or anything.
in Wayfair right
It's not
now.
legal to be smoking anything, though, is it?
No, we're not smoking anything
This
here.
is just a prop.
Right, it's a prop.
That's
It
actually,
really
you're
is.
doing a good job of smuggling weed into Wayfair. I'm gonna say, hopefully, they're not gonna kick us out of here. We can't do that.
Okay, well
It's illegal.
now it's over.
Anyway, okay, so good job of making that that prop for us. Thank you. Happy Marijuana Day or whatever. What is the actual title of 420? Is there a day?
Is there a day?
I mean, is it called something other
It's
than
called
420?
420.
That's it. Okay.
Yes.
Well, good job. That's very nice. And so that you can get the vape thing with the marijuana insert. Actually,
I've never heard of that.
what is this then? at
This
point?
is a paper mache joint.
Suppose you went to the vape shop. Can you buy the actual insert that's got pot in it?
Not in Louisiana.
Okay.
You cannot
Well,
buy
thank God you
marijuana at a
spent some
store.
time in Florida. You spent some time in Florida recently.
Yes, a
And
lot
this
of
is where
time.
this comes from, I assume. So, what were you doing?
I built a life-size dolphin, and I've been riding it around down there, and it actually recently sold and got shipped to Texas. So I built another dolphin. It's a mommy dolphin with a baby, and it just did a big dance performance last week in Key West. And
So, just for people who don't know what the heck you're talking about, these are sort of paper mache models. How big? They're pretty big. They go
yeah,
up.
they are very big. They're about 6 feet to. Our biggest one is about 14 feet long.
And that's like actual size of a dolphin.
Yeah, not a huge dolphin, but
Right.
a Florida dolphin.
The one you see at the beach. So that goes. That's on wheels. It's on a tricycle.
Yes,
So you sit in the dolphin.
yes.
Can you listen to this, Frank? This is important.
Man, got
You
it.
sit in the dolphin and you pedal it. So you're pedaling around on a bicycle. But what people are seeing is a dolphin. And so someone paid you to make these, right?
Well, somebody purchased that one. That one
I
was
thought you had some sort of a grant to go and.
yes. I was sponsored by the studios of Key West to come down to Key West, and they hosted me for 5 weeks down there to build the bikes. And then it was also funded by the Awesome Foundation, which finds awesome projects around the world and gives them cash.
Ooh.
The Awesome Foundation.
Does
Yeah.
the dolphin have a name?
The first dolphin was named Cuzzy Bubba. I don't know if anyone knows their Key West history, but Cuzzy Bubbas are the sort of corrupt politicos of Key West. So it was named after that. And then the second one is Marine Antoinette.
Okay, that's fine. That is good. Marine Antoinette. Okay.
Is there a third one in the works?
There's a little baby, and we have 22 animals here in New Orleans.
Very good.
22.
Why 22?
That's how far we've gotten. There'll be more.
And these are all in the crew of Colossus.
Yes.
So you can see them on Mardi Gras. You have the part of it here in parades.
Yes.
What about the rest of the year? Where can we see them?
Well, you'll be able to see a bunch of the bikes in Tom Cruise's upcoming movie this Halloween. We did a lot of the artwork for him. We have some bikes that will never be seen anywhere else but there.
Wow. Did
so-
you get to meet him, Bus?
Yes.
Did you actually get to look at him? They say you're not allowed to look at him. Is that true?
No, he was very friendly.
He's normal. That's just a myth, that story. You can't look him in
Yes.
the eye. That's not true at all. So what did he talk to you about? Bikes?
No, he was just running through the scene. The scene that we did with him was mostly a parade scene where all the parade props that we had built were staged around the street, and then he was doing a chase scene around the mall. So he just said
So
hi.
it's like an action movie.
Yes,
And so it's an action movie in a Mardi Gras parade.
yes.
He's chasing.
It's actually a Halloween parade.
It's a Halloween parade.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a cop or something?
I think he's some kind of agent.
Can you tell us anything about it?
No,
Can you
well,
tell us
I
the
mean,
name of the movie?
yes, it's called Jack Reacher 2, Never Go Back.
Jack who?
Jack Reacher?
Reacher. Was that there was a Jack Reacher 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know anything about that. Do you know that, Andrew?
Never heard of it.
Frank, ever heard of
I've
Jack
heard the
Reacher?
name. I didn't know what it was about though.
What was it about?
I'm not really sure. All I know is that we did the art for the second one, and the art is fabulous.
I bet it is. So you did a whole bunch of stuff, not just these.
Correct.
Thank you. Other things
We
too.
did 2 giant puppets of skeletons that, if they were human beings, they'd be about 23 feet tall.
All right.
We did some bikes. We did 9 big heads for the film, and then I also did casting for them. So I was able to bring in close to 50 of my friends to activate all these props in the scene.
Well, that's pretty cool. So this is a big budget movie.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Reacher 2. What's the line after that? Did you say?
Never go back.
Never go back. Good advice. Okay, let's go back one little bit though. To Transformation Village.
Okay.
Okay, so Transformation Village. We've got a lot to get through first of all, haven't we?
Let's do it. We're on.
Transformation Village is going to be is a development.
It's a master
New Orleans.
plan revitalization of a parcel of ground that's currently owned by the city of New Orleans, where there previously was a Jazzland theme park in Six Flags. And it's been abandoned for over 10 years, since August of 2005 with the closing of Katrina. And most people don't realize that in their final year, they actually had more than 1 million people in attendance. And I've been in the amusement and theme park industry my whole life. There's an organization called IAAPA, and that stands for International Association of Amusement Parks and Attraction. And I've actually gone to that for 42 consecutive years. I've never missed a conference since I went.
Okay.
So I'm 53 years old, and I started when I was 12. I almost missed 1 year. That was the year my mother passed away, but I actually went and did it as a tribute to her. So I've kind of seen the migration of fun happen, everything from location-based entertainment facilities like Dave & Buster's, to laser tags, to indoor play centers, to theme parks. And the real sad news, even though the organization is called International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, there has been no major theme parks built in America in over 20 years. Quite frankly, the last major thing that happened was here in 1984 with the 84 World's Fair.
Really?
And that was the last World's Fair as well.
Is that the Chinese fault?
Actually, it's the liability attorney's fault.
Aha.
Yeah, and that's so everything kind of went VR. I've been blessed with the opportunity to do a lot of international travel, specifically Dubai, where I'm supposed to be actually this week. They're having an amusement conference
only
there.
Wednesday, so you still got time.
It ends on the 21st, and I could do it, but I'm having problems trying to warp the date ahead because they're already ahead of us over there. If it wasn't for that factor, see, if I was going the other way,
You're going-
it would actually work.
Dubai is because of the international
four,
time
yeah,
zone. They're
exactly.
way ahead of us. How
Yeah.
many? It's only like 10 hours.
Yeah, it's close. I could actually hit the last hour of the show, and you never know, I might do it. I've done crazy things like that
You could
before.
take the space shuttle.
That's why I have a space shuttle, actually.
Exactly. So Transformation Village is going to be a Disneyland type development.
Correct. It's a parcel of land, 220 acres. We actually have a website, and it's called transformationvillagenola.com.
Okay, now let me interrupt you, because what I saw on that thing, which I thought was a genius idea, even though you are completely crazy, this
Compliment.
idea is brilliant, which is basically having Jazz Fest and Mardi Gras going 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
That's correct.
Why wouldn't someone do that? It's brilliant.
Thank you. What we have renamed the park itself, Festival Park, and it's the spirit of Louisiana,
Right.
because we have over 100 different events. And when the tourists are here, I happen to live in the French Quarter, and I love to meet tourists every day. from around the world. You know, they usually only get to take in 1 or 2 events,
Right.
but we have events every day. And could you imagine a location where every festival is represented year round?
Yes.
I mean,
it's
talk
genius,
about
isn't
a
it?
talk
Katrina,
about
come
a
on.
breeding system.
I love it. I want to build a town there, like
There you go.
celebration and live
We
there.
actually are.
Oh, good.
We actually have a master plan community because we're actually running out of homes. If anybody's either renting properties or watch their own property escalate, the single biggest problem in New Orleans is actually, I don't even know if it's crime anymore. I think it's affordable housing, which is a crime. Because the sad news is, it's not even the people from within, the original stakeholders and founders, it's the outside influence. We're on fire in a good way. And we are truly a world brand. There's not a city that's known like New Orleans. With all the travels I go, if I ever get homesick, all I have to do is walk in a restaurant, and 9 out of 10 restaurants I walk into have a bottle of Tabasco, and I can hug it. So I have a personal relationship with a spicy product.
Okay. So Transformation Village is going to be a Disneyland-like, except
Yes.
it's going to feature all the New Orleans festivals, and not
Correct.
just New Orleans, the Louisiana festivals.
So it actually has 8 different venues. It starts with the theme park, which is over a 30-acre park utilizing the existing thing. Then we have an indoor water park, and then next to the indoor water park we have a resort hotel with a large beach swimming pool complete with palm trees and stuff, something like you'd see like in Vegas at a day club. And then we also have a hospitality training school. Then we have a resource center, which we're like retraining people how to think and do. Then we have a backlot for the motion picture industry. Then we have a life-size Noah's Ark, and then we complete the whole project with the International Shopping Center, twice the size of Superdome. And you think that the festival park is good. What's so cool about the shopping center, we lease our stalls not to stores who go out of business, but to countries. And it's all indoors.
World Expo.
It is.
Okay, but where did the festivals come in? I didn't hear one thing about festivals.
Well, that's part of Festival Park.
So
that-
Festival Park is only
is
a little
just-
part of this.
Right.
giant.
It is that because that's the Louisiana carrot. The other part, the International Shopping Center part, that when you fly over that, it's a large fabric structure like the Superdome. And if you've ever been to Caesars Forum Mall, where like the skies keep changing and stuff like that, it's constant entertainment. It's cultures. And the reality is, with the economy today, a family of 5 cannot afford passports to leave the country, much less airfare. So we're actually going to bring that here. And if you were here during the '84 World's Fair, who went to the Australian Pavilion,
Right.
and we had with Foster's Lager at Sheeler's Tavern and all that good stuff? Well, we need to do that again. And I mean,
Well, that used to be every so many years there was a world. I mean, there was this
Every-
famous World's
that's right,
Fair in
every 4
Chicago
years.
and World's Fair in New York, and because people didn't travel, and so the only
Correct.
way you could ever see anything, you could ever see a panda, or you could ever see what people in other countries did, was if you went to the World's Fair and they had like a booth.
so if you've
But now
been
people get on a plane and they go places, so that's why there's no more World's Fair.
Well, one thing I want to point out is if you fly in and out of New York, there is Corona Park, which is also a very big spot where 2 World's Fairs were held, and Walt Disney actually designed more than half the rides. Actually, It's a Small World was built for that. And Walt Disney made these rides for World's Fair, and he had licensed agreements that he could use them in his theme parks.
Right.
So actually, Walt got half his rides free. That was a pretty cool deal. But besides that,
you-
World's Fairs were spreading and sharing of technology, just like we used to use encyclopedias. Now we use, Google. Okay, one word replaced the whole botanical encyclopedias, right?
Right,
Okay, so the same thing with technology has basically outdone the World's Fair. But in the old days, that's how we shared technologies through World's Fairs.
So you're bringing back the World's Fair.
That's
in
correct.
In a
We are.
form, but the festival part of this, the everyday ability to go to Jazz Fest and Mardi Gras and Crawfish Fest or whatever
Correct.
the heck else, I think that is genius, Frank.
Thank you. So we have a
Well, you don't need an international shopping market that no one's going to
well. You actually have to appeal to a wide spectrum. Women like to shop. Guys like to shop. The reality is.
that covers most people.
The reality is, and let's face it, the city needs sales tax. Quite frankly, in Korea this morning, they announced a shopping center that was all technology based, that you go there and you use your iPhones to order things at a shopping mall. Don't take anything home, and it shows up at your house sometimes before you get there. It's really scary. That's where shopping is headed. And so what we're doing here is, the one thing they can't do is when you're shopping on the web, you kind of have to know what you're looking for, where when it's exposed to you and visualize, that's what connects it. And so that's what the whole part of spreading the festival, spreading technology. The one question I want to throw up, to Katrina. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Throw it out, I think, not throw it
What
out.
what is the last app that you've downloaded on your smartphone?
Wow, an Aura photo app.
Okay,
Okay, let's take a look at that right now.
and how did you find out about it?
It was a bunch of us were talking about auras, and someone said there's an Aura photograph app, and a bunch of us took them out, and each person downloaded a different one. They all had different answers about which color our auras were.
Can you do that right now? Tell us about Frank's aura.
Ooh.
What color do you think that is?
I don't know.
What is
I
an
don't
aura
know.
exactly?
It's the colors that your chakras are producing.
And do you believe this, or it's just a plot talk?
It's just a thing. It's just a thing that exists.
It does exist.
Yes.
There really is an aura.
Yes. I mean, I don't
And-
base any of my decisions on anyone's auras.
But can you see them right now?
No, I'm not one of those gifted people.
But does the app see them?
The app sees them, yes.
Like, we have to do that.
But I don't think it's accurate.
No, it's not.
No.
Well, what do you know? Could be.
Right.
Yeah.
No, the reason I know is because I've had my aura read by people who read auras, and it.
But don't they
and-
change constantly
No.
depending on how you're feeling? Have they
No,
been
they stay
certified?
the same color.
Oh, it's permanent.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
so if it's whatever your
people
aura is,
had
is what
told
it
me
is.
that my aura was peach colored several times. So when I saw that it was green on the app, I didn't really buy into it.
Oh, okay. Well, peach colored is nice. What does that mean?
It means compassionate and creative.
What does green mean if that would happen to be true?
I don't know. We could Google it.
We could. We could just do it on the app. Frank, why did you ask about that? What?
Because I think that's a big problem today. We have so many wonderful apps out there, and it's really, I haven't found a common denominator other than people sharing. And you have to be in a certain mood. Quite frankly, if I was wanting to start a chain of bars, I would call it the app bar. And it would all be about technology, and everybody go in there and share their apps, because technology, that's knowledge. It's amazing. Nobody's done
That
it
would
yet.
be a great idea for a bar. You
You
could
can-
have a
you
bunch of
can
people sitting
retire.
there staring at their phones. No one's thought of that. Take a look around here right now. How many look at that guy there staring at his phone?
Exactly.
I bet those three people over there.
Exactly.
Those guys look like they're on. He owns the place. That's Spencer.
We actually have
This
designed.
guy's staring at us. Everybody here. I mean, you don't really need to open a bar to do that.
So, because of the problem with apps and lack of social integration these days, we've designed an amusement park that you have to check in your iPhone or your smartphone.
I like
And
it.
we're going to
At
prove
this
to people.
transformation village, you can't take your phone.
Well, we have a different area. We actually have app development schools as part of this, which is really cool. And we're talking with major people like Riot Games, if you're familiar with them, with League of Legends and so forth. Right now, there's probably 10 million people playing League of Legends online out of a subscription base of nearly 80 million people worldwide. So
What
there's
goes
a.
on in your brain that you keep all this stuff is going on constantly the whole time? All these,
I have a question.
all these parallel thoughts.
I have a serious question.
Yeah.
What other great disaster happened on this day, April 20th?
Columbine.
No.
No?
I'll give you a hint. It happened here in New Orleans.
A great disaster happened in New Orleans on April 20th. What year? Give us a clue.
It was post Katrina.
Well, in the last
Oh,
10
the
It was.
BP oil spill.
Ooh, good job.
Ah, BP
There
oil
you
spill
go.
was unfortunately
It was.
That was 5 years.
I think we figured out why it happened.
What was it?
They were high.
Too much weed out there on the way.
And Anderson Cooper came here and camped out in front of the Hilton for months on end.
Yeah, that was a big.
Where did all the oil go?
To the bottom.
Well, no, it's been dissipated all around the world in the ocean, isn't it? It was
Out there somewhere.
dispersed by those chemicals that even if you just put the chemicals in the water, never mind the oil, it would have killed millions of fish and God knows what else. Of the
Rand,
sea
you're
life.
thinking too much about it.
Ooh.
It's a
Yeah,
dispersant.
yeah, it was a dispersant. Exactly. It wasn't going to harm anyone. Listen, I'm going to read a couple of sponsorship messages, and Andrew's going to play a song, and then Katrina, what are we going to talk about next?
Oh.
Well, we haven't really got Transformation Village locked down. Well, we're going to get back to that. I want to find out how far away is it going to be before we can go out to Transformation Village and go to the theme park, and then we're going to put on our space helmets. We've got the space helmet over here that Frank bought us. What is that, Frank? Exactly. Anyway, we'll do that in a minute. Okay, thank you very much to these folks, Basics Swim and Gym, where you can get a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout and yoga clothes with style. Frank, when's the last time you did yoga? thought so. Basic Swim and Gym is on Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue, and while you're on Magazine Street, you can go down a couple of blocks toward downtown and check out May's Guitar and Sisters in Christ record shop, where you'll find thousands of records and books and a huge array of vintage guitars, vacuum tube amplifiers and effects pedals from the 50s, 60s and 70s. Whether you've never picked up a guitar ever in your life or you've been playing forever, you'll find a gym at May's Guitars shop on Magazine Street, just 3 blocks on the downtown side of Jefferson Avenue on the riverside of the street. It's also a great place to go hang out, by the way. Thank you too to Hangover Destroyer, the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent or cure a hangover. Go to the Hangover Destroyer website. It's called hdestroyer.com. Write the words happy out on the coupon code if you're sober enough to do that, and get 30% off of Hangover Destroyer, so you too can seize the dawn. Frank's texting. Thank you. Music by Andrew Duhon off the forthcoming album, Your Name Here. That's a good name for your new album.
That's a horrible name.
What about Welcome to My World? That would be good.
That's pretty shitty too.
that's the worst part. I think Your Name Here might be, or not really.
That sucks.
Yeah. What do you think would be a good name for an album? Katrina, these two are the most creative people in New Orleans. What do you think would be it? Frank, what's a good name for Andrew's new album, even though you don't know one song off of it?
What do you want people to think of when they're shopping for you?
Spending money.
Spending money? Which insecurity of theirs do you want to play into?
Right. Okay. Good question. I would like to play into their insecurity for worrying that they'll never find true love.
Oh, that's good.
Ooh, that's a deep one. Yeah, that's
Maybe like endless searching.
What about I Hate You? You're a loser?
Yeah.
No, that's been done, actually. Maybe that's why that Beck song was so popular.
I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me?
Maybe that was what it was all about. So the people's insecurity about never finding love. Katrina, who are you dating currently?
I'm single.
What happened to that relationship you were in?
It went great, and now I'm single.
Now it's all over. So was it anything to do with you? I remember, I just had forgotten about this until I was watching you on Facebook as you were traveling around, I don't even know, around the world somewhere, with a hand puppet that looked like a vagina.
Yes, that's my travel companion.
Right, what's the name of that?
Her name is Vaj.
Vag.
Yes.
And what size is Vag?
She's life-size.
She's a life-size vagina.
Yeah.
Well, they look bigger than life-size.
I don't know. I mean,
like
if you
cow
really
vagina.
opened your legs and included all the parts, I think she's the right size.
If you could stick your hand up your own vagina and make that into a puppet,
Right.
that
right.
would be about the same size.
Well, I mean, I use her because I'm modest and I don't want to use my real vagina.
Well, you also make merkins. remember?
Yes, lots of merkins. At
Right.
one point, I was the largest merkin distributor in the world.
Is that true?
Yes.
Right,
I
you
was
could-
really working the merkins.
Hey,
American,
well,
American.
another great album title.
Pretty good.
So a merkin, for anyone who doesn't know, you can look that up as well. But it's like it's a wig for a vagina. Mm-hmm. Now you told us what the history of that was last time you were on the show. Is it something to do with syphilis or gonorrhea or something?
Yes. Originally, people would use merkins because to treat, I think it was like French pox or something like that, they would use mercury and that would cause someone's pubic hair to fall out. So being tricky prostitutes that wanted to keep working, they would use animal hair and skin and glue it to themselves so that they wouldn't be suspected of having any mercury treatments.
Oh, because he would have shown up as a person who had no pubic hair, therefore
Right.
he must have had a venereal disease.
Right. So, but now it's all for fun.
Right. But so, who was buying all the merkins you were making?
Well, our most popular merkin color was actually gray. And I think that people were buying them for people as like gag birthday presents. Like they
When you say people, would you buy it for a guy?
men did wear them. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, women already have one.
So how would you affix it? The ones you were selling, were they like on a string?
They're glued or sewn to a pair of panties, and the panties are either clear or flesh toned.
Okay, that's how it
Yeah.
worked. So why did you get out of the merkin business?
I guess at some point I just decided I wanted to do less quantity of art and, get bigger paychecks and not just hustle $20 items all
Right, because
day.
there's not much of a margin in a merkin.
Right.
Merkin margins.
Yeah, merkin margins are pretty low. What are the milk and futures? So the milk and futures are not worth buying into them. So what made you? So you made a hand puppet that looks like a vagina. So what were you thinking?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure I was high when I thought of that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that a lot of women really wish they could just take their vagina out and, say things to guys with it. And so that's probably where it started from, was just...
Say things to guys with it. You mean
Yeah,
have the
just-
vagina talking?
Yeah, to have a talking vagina that you can...
A lot of women, was that
take
what
out.
you're suggesting? A lot of women would like to have a talking vagina.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hang out with the Bearded Oyster dance troupe, so,
Right.
I mean, we're a special kind of woman that, does desire those freedoms.
But nobody has a talking vagina as far as I know, otherwise that would be pretty popular.
I was actually very inspired by Varla Jean Merman's talking liver puppet. She has a liver puppet that she fights with about her alcoholism as one of her routines, and I
Okay.
thought that was really good.
Right, so the vagina puppet, Badge, the vagina puppet,
Badge Bush.
Badge Bush, okay.
She's from the Bush family.
Do you have, is she like a ventriloquist vagina type thing, so that
no.
she speaks?
She speaks. I mean, a lot of just like mumbling and complaining mostly.
Like what? Ow, that hurts? Or
No, like
could that be an infection?
how much money do you make? Do you have a car or just a bike?
Okay, so she's the inner conscience of,
Right.
she's like a woman's inner conscience.
I also have a penis puppet, but I haven't really found my voice on that.
What's that called?
I don't know. It was given to me as a gift by a pretty amazing fashion designer in town, Alana Herrera. And I don't know. I can't find myself in it.
Well, you wouldn't expect to have a vagina puppet and a penis puppet, would you?
No,
I mean,
it's-
some guy should have. You
Right.
should team up with a guy with a penis
Yeah,
puppet.
and I
sure.
do all my films with a cell phone camera, so I need one hand free.
Absolutely, unless you have like a selfie stick like Carly.
And
has.
it's thevaginamouthshow.com if anybody
Oh, yes, we do
wants
want
to
to
buy
know.
that domain.
Why would we want to buy the domain?
Because the Vagina Mouth Show isn't really making any money, but it's okay. We're having fun.
Well, afterward, the 3 people who listen to this show here and go to it, that will
Yeah.
triple its audience
Yeah.
immediately. The Vagina Mouth Show.
VaginaMouthShow.com.
Not the, just Vagina Mouth Show. I'm
Or,
just-
I mean, if you want to Google it, you can Google the Vagina Mouth Show. You can also Google Katrina Breeze's vagina, and you'll get to it really fast.
Really? So if I Google Katrina Breeze's vagina, the first thing that comes up is
I hope so.
the Vagina Mouth Show. Okay, Chris, you have to do that immediately. Katrina Breeze's vagina. You don't have a website that's Katrina Breeze's vagina.
No.
So you bought the URL vaginamouthshow.com.
Yes.
And how much do you want for it?
How about 500?
Oh, that sounds pretty good. Pretty good deal, right? We can make our 500 back pretty quick on that.
How are we going to monetize it?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay.
Vagina Mouth Show. Unless you call your album that. And then we've already got the
We're
website.
getting a lot of we're getting warm here.
Yeah, then we get someone to put up the $500 for it. Whoever's investing in recording the album, you're not paying for the whole thing yourself, are you?
Heck no.
Okay, so whoever's investing in the album, the record company or whatever it is, we need an extra $500 for the vaginamouthshow.com. I think we've got a deal.
Cool.
This is great, Katrina. Okay.
Commerce.
So I was seeing on Facebook, interestingly enough, this vagina puppet all over the world in Belize, I think.
Costa Rica,
Costa Rica.
Nicaragua.
Right. And I think it was called Pussy in Paradise.
Yes, yes, that's our hashtag.
And I was wondering how you didn't get kicked off Facebook. We got kicked off Facebook just for having a photo of a naked woman,
Oh.
which actually art off an album cover from some band that we had on here, which were actually really cool. And they shut down our Facebook account twice. And you got
And it was
on with a vagina puppet all over the world,
Yeah.
continually for days and
Yeah,
weeks.
she kind of looks like a roast beef sandwich. So I
always
think
does.
that maybe that's why we're getting away with it.
Is it dressed?
Yeah, yeah.
Pickles?
Yeah.
McNeil? Gravy?
False eyelashes, trimmed pubic hair.
There you go.
And where is she tonight?
She's at my apartment.
Just resting up? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it surprising to you that you don't have a steady boyfriend? Because this is pretty tough stuff to deal with for most guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we can joke about it sitting around here, but someone who's your boyfriend has to live with this.
Yeah.
You have to have the right guy for that.
Yeah.
So what?
I do.
Yeah. What sort of guy are you looking for? You think?
I like beards. I like hairy guys.
Hairy,
I
bearded,
don't want any shaved backs.
no shaved
No
back.
shaved balls.
Is shaved back a thing? How do you shave your own back?
Yeah, it's a thing. You can have it done.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want that. Don't do it.
Don't shave your back. You
Don't
want to date
do it,
Katrina
yeah.
Breeze.
Yeah.
Okay. But what do you think they have to put up with mostly? What do you think would be the, you know,
Well, Katrina Breeze is a persona, and I don't think any of the
Right.
guys that date me think they're dating Katrina Breeze.
so
The last guy I dated, I made him call me Dolphin Girl in Florida, and I just stuck with that. He said, "What should I call you?" And I was like, "Dolphin Girl."
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you have some other personas as well. Mm-hmm. Dr. Helen something or other, or no, what's her name? Regis?
Karen Regis.
Karen Regis.
Yes.
Dr. Helen Regis is a real person. Not to be confused with Karen Regis. And she's a serious
She
business.
does not have a vagina puppet.
She doesn't. She's a serious business,
Right.
Karen Regis.
Yes.
Okay. And then what other personas are you currently working on?
I have Crystal Sedona. That's my persona for the casket business that I'm working on.
Crystal Sedona. So
Yes.
Crystal Sedona makes these things called Fantastic Casket.
Yes.
And that's doing really well. That's a real business.
It's happening.
Yeah. This is a business where you make your own casket. Cool.
Yes. Well, you can make your own, or we'll make you one.
If you're dead and you can't.
No, you'd have to be alive. We don't work that fast.
So I can order a special casket. But it's not expensive as the whole
That actually
thing.
makes sense, seeing you're going to be hanging around in a long time. You might as well get what you want. I actually told somebody today I wanted pink and blue carnations at my funeral. And I was just planning in advance.
Cool. I recommend making a Facebook event page for your funeral. I did it, and it's really fun. And you just start inviting friends and telling them what you want them to do at your funeral. Mine's called Katrina Breeze's Funeral, but it's capital F-U-N on Facebook if anyone wants to come.
Exactly. It does start with fun, right?
Yes.
We got that part
Yes.
down. There you go.
So-
What about bounce castle?
Yes.
There you go.
We put the fun in funeral. So you have an event page for your funeral.
Yes. I'll invite you later.
Okay, see, I would think that some guy listening to this would be just captivated by you. Wouldn't you think, guys? You think, God, if I could really date this woman, she's just wild and crazy. What about the real, whatever your real name is? Do you ever use it?
With my family, I use it. Yeah. That's about it, though.
But if I'm dating you, am I dealing with her, or is she long gone?
I think I would create a unique persona for you, Grant.
For me?
Yes.
Well, not me personally, but I mean the one. So whoever's dating you gets like a particular customized human being just for them.
No, I would say that it's a segment of who I am. That's
Right.
true.
But what about the rest of you?
I think that the real me in a relationship is really calm. I'm an excellent cook. I'm
That's good to know, right there.
very stable.
Right. This is all fun.
Yeah. I smoke weed, but that's it.
No.
I'll be faithful.
Okay. This is
I don't
sounding
drink
pretty
much.
good. I don't drink much. And you make a good income of your own. You don't need someone to support you or anything
Right.
like that. So that's awesome. You have your own place. And you'd like to travel. This is sounding pretty good. Frank, can you sing or what's your
I
situation?
currently am single, actually. Yes.
Okay, this could work
I think
out.
they're setting us up.
I think so.
I didn't know you were single. Our producer,
Frenchman's
Graham
looking
Ponte.
good.
I think this is one of Graham's best ideas of
Okay.
booking you two on the same show, quite frankly. But I don't know if she knew that you were both single. I didn't know that.
I
So, Frank-
actually live with a goldfish named Lucky Lucy. So, but that's about it.
Well, between Lucky
don't
Lucy
have
and the
any
vag
thoughts.
of the vagina, this could be a real
And a bamboo
match made.
plant. I have a bamboo plant that I got when it was 6 inches tall. It's now about 4 feet tall.
Okay. Well, then who keeps that alive while you're gone all around?
I have staff. Staff waters it. It's pretty self-sufficient.
Get
I like
staff.
this guy.
You'd get staff.
Yeah, staff. Yeah. We should talk.
Okay.
Probably a lot of things in common.
So we're gonna go now.
Okay, you guys. Andrew's going to play us a song and off the forthcoming
Before
album.
he plays the song, I have a suggestion for names for the album.
Oh, please.
Okay.
It's CISUM. C-I-S-U-M. So what is? I'll let you figure out what that means.
Okay. Hang on. S-I-S-U-M. Another one.
CISU.
C-I-S-U-M.
Well, that could stand for anything. Oh, what is it?
CISU.
I'm not S-I-S-U-M. I'm sorry.
C.
C-I-S-U-M. Okay. C-I-S-U-M. Shit, that could be. I don't know. What would you start the C? What could the C be?
Can I?
Can I see you, mommy?
Great name.
Yes.
What does it stand for?
It's music spelled backwards.
Oh, nice. That is pretty cool, actually.
Actually, so
This is
Walt,
why-
Walt Disney, when he bought all the land in Florida because of what happened here in New Orleans, when he tried to build a park here, he actually bought it under then the Retlaw Corporation. And Retlaw is actually Walter spelled backwards.
It is. So he was originally to build Disneyland here in New Orleans.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
And he didn't decide to build it in Orlando.
And saved me
Florida.
a ton of money in research trying to figure out where to build our park. We
It's
just followed his
exactly
example.
where he was going to build it.
Yeah,
Where
we
you
actually
gonna-
have the original plans too. That's pretty cool.
You have the original plans for Disneyland?
I have. We have two of the original drawings that were they used for the New Orleans project.
Okay, how much money do you need to build this thing?
Phase one is 120 million, but that opens up the door. The economic people we've been working with, the gentleman named Joshua Zuckerman over at Tulane University, also was referred to me by your cohort, Peter Raschuti, with the economics and finance at Tulane. And we have actually forecasted that the economic value of the project over 15 years, that is the whole project from 610 to 510, or actually from the twin span to 510, is a $100 billion project, which is pretty large.
That's what it's going to cost.
That's actually the economic value for retail, building houses, and
When you say,
infrastructure and taxation.
what does that mean? That means
It means it's what the
That's what
city,
it's worth or what
it
it's
would
gonna
be
cost
flowing
you.
through the coffers
okay.
of this city.
Okay, so how much is it going to cost to build this?
Well,
what do you need?
the first phase is $120 million, and that's
that
going to
doesn't
get us
sound too
a
bad.
water park and a resort hotel and a theme park open.
And will that open the festival?
will.
See, that's where the money's going to come from.
Absolutely.
That's the genius.
Absolutely.
So 120 million doesn't sound like a
It's
lot.
actually not. We actually have a good bit of that raised already and committed. It's a unique relationship that we have right now with the city of New Orleans because we're basically the unofficial ambassador to the city. And this project will be so large, it needs to be a public-private venture. It's too big for us, and it's certainly they don't have the capabilities of research. I'm actually embarking on a cruise on September 6th out of Denmark. It's 222 days, and it's going to go around the world 3 times. And we're actually meeting with cities and governments and investors to actually bring back the bacon, and the city likes to use that word with me, back to New Orleans. So we're going to do it. So if you want to go on a cruise,
Yeah.
Katrina, you're going to
Yes.
be. Katrina's in?
222
Let's do
days.
it.
Okay, that's done. Easy.
Okay. Are you taking
Thanks,
Katrina?
Grant.
No,
There you
you
go.
weren't.
There
No
you go.
problem.
That was easy.
We don't even need a finder's fee on that one.
Now I can officially remove the post off of Facebook and also off of Craigslist, so we're good.
All right, I'm gonna go clean up my online reputation.
There you go.
for a while.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
What a great day this is turning out
It's
to
really,
be.
really good.
And,
What a
we've only
momentous
smoked
day.
one.
This will
Okay.
be good for my whole Pussy in Paradise hashtag
Hell,
too,
yes.
because we've
Pussy
already
in-
been so many places, but we haven't been to Denmark.
And, well, the boat's going to go around the world 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How
I think
awesome.
we would actually have a blast.
Oh,
You guys are going to have a lot of fun.
We certainly will. Yep.
This is exciting. Okay, Andrew, what are we going to listen to? And we're going to have to get out of here in no time.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Come on.
Well,
What are you playing? Oh, we're talking about breakfast before we go.
oh sure, you want to talk about that real quick? Well,
I'll play something, then
I'll
we'll
put,
talk.
no, how about I just play a little background music while we talk about breakfast?
Sure.
This is how the song's going to go anyway, so we'll just treat it as background music. So Grant, let me pitch you this idea, okay? So
Okay.
you're out at Jazz Fest and you know about all the post-festival activities. You might go to Tipitina's, catch a late show, might go to One-Eyed Jack's, lots of post-festival opportunities, right?
Yeah.
But what about the morning guy? What's the morning guy going to do? The guy who wants to get up, get himself a cup of coffee, maybe a mimosa, maybe some Bloody Mary, some eggs, some bacon. He doesn't really have an opportunity to go to a real fest event until now. I would like to tell you, Grant,
Yes.
about Breakfast. Breakfast happens both Sundays at Jazz Fest. It's at Bayou Beer Garden, which is free for the public. There will be a suggested donation box. But other than that, you can walk up there, get yourself some coffee, get yourself some brunch, some muffins, some bacon, some eggs, some grits, and listen to some great acts, all of which are playing Jazz Fest themselves. For Rory Young, Alexis and the Samurai, Motel Radio, and yours truly, Andrew Newman, all playing Breakfast. This starts at 9 a.m. at Bayou Beer Garden both Sundays.
Free.
9 a.m. to 1 p.m. free. And we got tip jars, so help us out. We got to pay the bands, right?
The no-lose proposition.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
And let me tell you who's part of that complete balanced breakfast, who's bringing that breakfast along. Wayfair is part of it. Katie's, Monkey, Wake and Bacon, Mid-City Pizza, and a place called Patiche Catering, all bringing breakfast along, so you can come along and fill your plate up with your morning fuel up before you get out to the fest, or go back home and take a booze nap, whatever you got to do.
What time? 9?
9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Both Sundays.
Both Sundays.
Jazz Fest.
Bayou Beer Garden.
I love it. Isn't this a great idea?
Yeah,
Wonderful.
that
And
is a
then-
great idea.
I'm in.
And you can also go visit Frank Skurlock's bus, which is going to be out at Jazz Fest.
Oh, nice.
We're building a relaxation bus for basically to restore everybody from all the fun that they've had all day at Jazz Fest.
Where do we find the relaxation bus?
It's going to be parked possibly by Liuzza's. We haven't picked the exact location, but it's a basically a Greyhound bus converted with 8 different spa units on it.
What a, perfect for you, Katrina, by the way. What about
Yes.
What about parking it outside by a beer garden on
I think we
Sunday
could.
morning?
That
That
would
makes
be-
a lot of sense.
I think there you go. I think we're on to something there.
Come around both Sundays. We'll be there. Coffee's on at 9, brunch is on at 10. We'll be there.
Hey,
This is the biggest deal-making show we've ever done.
without Donald Trump, actually.
That's
But,
right.
Donald Trump,
a
Donald
lookalike.
Trump look-alike.
There you go.
I hope he becomes president just for that reason, because you can totally get away with it. Don't you think, Katrina, you're going to be dating Donald Trump?
I know, it's going to be amazing.
She's already dressed in the American flag.
I know,
We are so
I lo-
set. You can be
America
the first
is
lady.
such a
I'm running
special
for
place.
president, and you'll be first lady.
I love it.
We are so set.
I love it.
And we're gonna, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna funetize this country. So for rich or poor, it's like the wedding vows.
Yes.
Sickness and in health, we're gonna have a good country.
Yes, turning miles into smiles.
Amen. Yes.
So good.
We're going to take the country back for fun.
This is it.
Stand by
It
for
happened
fun.
today on 420 Day.
We're going to make Six
We're-
Flags great again.
Yeah, we're going to funitize America.
That's it.
Now that's a great slogan right there for the two of you, Mr. and Mrs. Skurlock.
There you go.
That doesn't
So
sound that good.
I actually went to a revival pre-Katrina, and they actually said that the rebirth of this nation, ultimately leading to the transformation of the world, actually takes place at the mouth of the river. That was really scary. I ran into this conference at the Hilton one day.
Hang on a second, what are we talking about? Like the Armageddon or something?
I just happened to walk into this event, and they talked about just this total radical change of culture. I got a weird email from Benny Hinn's coming to town. I actually saw a conference of his a long time ago in Florida, but there's something out there. You know, we just found out that we have life on other planets and stuff. So there's obviously a superpower out there somewhere that we need to get right and do it the right way. When you do it the right way, things happen. You can't have too much fun, by the way.
It's starting right here. Maybe you heard it here first. It starts at the mouth of the river.
It does.
Spreads from there
It does.
around the world.
I think that's a new song.
It starts at the mouth of the river, works its way off.
The port of Hong Kong is 12 miles long.
That's right.
Port of Hong Kong, 12 miles long, down the Mississippi River. Now I'm going to play a song I actually wrote now.
Okay.
And because it is 420, not because it is 420, but appropriate at 420, this song is called Stone. I got some granite from Kansas, some coal from California. Oh, when I leave foreign land, I always take a little land along. I gotta pick up a tool sack with a handful of river rocks. Oh, when I leave a foreign land, I always take a little land along. All my life, I've been picking up stones. I got land on my windowsill enough to fill a wishing well. I could go right down the line, name every stone for every town. Lately I've been wondering though, pockets filling up with stones. Is this the way I try to slow me down? Just then I met a girl from up north, like nobody I met before. She's 20 karat gold. And all I've done is wander around When it comes to settling down, well, I know what I'd build foundation on. Yeah, I'd build them right on top of these stones. All I've done is wander around, but when it comes to settling down, well, I know what I build my foundation on. Yeah, I'd build them right on top of these stones. I'd start with some coal from California, maybe throw in some Texas shale, might as well. Maybe some siltstone, some sandstone, some limestone. Put it all in a grindstone, grind it up good, but if I could add a little water, let it dry. I've been picking up stones.
Beautiful.
Off the forthcoming album, See Some.
See some.
I love that. That's beautiful. Doesn't that
Vagina
sound
Mouth
great?
Is the name of the album.
It's called
What's it called?
It's called
VaginaMouthShow.com. Sorry, I forgot that.
Yeah.
Because we already have the URL we just spent $500 on.
Yeah.
And then, well, we could actually debut it at the Mr. and Mrs. Skurlock wedding. I think we've got to come up with another name though, like a whole separate
Oh, I was planning on changing my name today.
to Skurlock.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like it.
It's
All right.
easy.
All right, Mr. and Mrs. Skurlock. Well, thank you for joining us, Mr. and Mrs. Skurlock.
Oh, you're so welcome.
This has been quite an amazing kind of a day here on Happy Hour, hasn't it?
Really bringing people together.
Yeah. And we had a chance to introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Skurlock. Thank you so much. Frank Skurlock and Katrina Breen Skurlock
Yes.
for coming along and to do Hans here. And thank you, Katrina, especially for getting us high on the giant joint.
Oh, I thought you meant on my wit and good conversation.
On that as well, but we didn't smoke any pot here.
The pot was a placebo effect. It was the wit.
The wit,
was the wit.
yeah. And the talking vagina was good too.
Yeah.
The producer of our show is Graham. Graham, haven't you always wanted a talking vagina? As a woman? Exactly. We'll come back to that later. Our associate producer and technical director is Chris Kehoe. Christian Unruh is our music director. Our theme music was written by and is currently being played by Mitch Foreman. If you'd like to be on the show, you can drop us a line. Our address is on our website. It's neworleans.com. You can also find many other hours of Happy Hour to listen to, along with some other shows you make here. Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti, live from Commander's Palace. True to the Game with the fabulous Chris True. Midnight Menu Plus One with Margot Moss and the Man Who Ate New Orleans. Ray Canada, Louisiana Eats with Poppy Tooker. Marlowe's Music Parlor with Kim Vu and the new podcast about death. Simply called Death the Podcast. With psychologist Dr. Arian Alfant, you can also find other great Louisiana podcasts. Head to Acadiana.com and it's BatonRouge.la. You can keep up with us on Facebook and on Twitter and a bunch of other time-sucking social media as well. And all of it we call It's New Orleans, and we're also on Facebook Live right now, thanks to Carly Theodore with that little camera. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our Facebook page. Those photos taken by Alison Moon. If you're listening to this show on iTunes or Stitcher or some other podcast app, thank you so much for subscribing to us. That's very kind of you. Take one moment to do one other thing. Rate and review us. That helps other people find us. It actually does. Our show is recorded live today at Wayfair on Fred Street, where they put fine dining into a sandwich, more or less. They have a whole radical new menu and a brand new happy hour from 3 to 6 every day, where you can get half-price awesome cocktails and half-price food. Happy Hour is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Andrew Duhon, Mr. and Mrs. Frank Skurlock, Graham DePonte, all the rest of us around here around the table at Wayfair. Did I mention you, Andrew, as well?
You
I
sure
did say
did.
that, didn't I?
You
Yes, I
did.
can't remember what I'm talking about. I'm Grant Morris. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here next week on Happy Hour.
All right.
Yep.